Not all spiritual expansion is embodiment. Sometimes it's just escape. Sometimes what gets called ascending is actually dissociation. And if you have ever felt more connected to the universe than your own body, more comfortable in higher consciousness than actually being with your own emotions, then this video is for you. Because today I'm talking about the Crown Chakra and what real expansion looks like when it doesn't require you to leave yourself behind. Hi everybody, I am Jackie from Finding Authenticity, and this is week 8 of my Trauma and Chakra Integration series. We've been moving through each of the chakras to identify how trauma disrupts that energy center and how it shows up in your identity. And the Crown Chakra is where spirituality either becomes integration or avoidance. The Crown Chakra is typically associated with meaning and purpose, connection, oneness, and transcendence. It's the place where we finally feel connected to something bigger than ourselves. But here is the difference. Connection is healthy. Disembodiment is not. Expansion is beautiful. Escapism is not. And for people with trauma, especially developmental or relational trauma, the line between those two things can easily blur. If the body has been a place of pain, or if emotions have felt unsafe, and if your identity was shaped around survival, then transcendence can feel like relief. It can feel very freeing to rise above the human experience, to detach from ego, to dissolve into spirituality, to say, none of this really matters. And sometimes that language sounds really enlightening, but what is actually happening is the nervous system is learning to find safety in distance. Distance from separation, distance from pain, distance from vulnerability. And then we call that higher consciousness, but the Crown Chakra is not meant to be the exit door. It's meant to be an opening. When expansion happens without grounding, a few things show up. Number 1, spiritual bypassing. Number 2, emotional suppression being disguised as peace. Number 3 is the avoidance of conflict under the guise of non-attachment. And number 4, and I think the most important one, is disconnection from your body. So you might hear people say things like, oh, I've moved beyond that, or I'm non-attached, or I'm just observing. I'm just a witness to my experience. And sometimes that is really true. Like that is a state that we want to get to. But we still have the human emotion and we still have the human experience. Those things can sound like disconnection or dissociation disguised as spiritual language. So trauma in the Crown Chakra will often sound like people needing to leave their body in order to feel free. And that belief is understandable if being in your body has typically felt unsafe. But true expansion does not require abandoning your human self. Embodied spirituality looks very, very different. It looks like feeling grief and still sensing connection, experiencing your anger and still feeling purpose, being in your body and still touching transcendence. You're not floating above life. You are fully in it, experiencing it. Presence becomes the bridge. So instead of escaping sensation, you learn how to stay. Instead of completely dissolving your identity, you integrate it. And instead of surrender meaning leave, surrender becomes trust while remaining embodied. The Crown Chakra at its healthiest does not pull you out of the human experience. It widens your capacity to include everything. So integration is the real work here. You are both human and spiritual, nervous system and consciousness, emotion and awareness. Expansion without the body creates fragility. Expansion that includes the body creates resilience. So grounded surrender means that you don't escape your humanity in order to access peace. You don't need to transcend emotion in order to be spiritually connected. You don't need to dissolve your identity in order to experience unity or oneness. You remain here in your body and expand at the same time. So when the Crown Chakra is fully integrated instead of dissociated, this is what it looks like. A quiet sense of trust, a grounded connection to something bigger than yourself, a peace that includes your human experience. Less urgency to escape and more capacity to stay. Expansion becomes something that actually deepens your presence, not something that replaces it. So if you have resonated with this entire chakra series, you might be noticing this. Healing is not about ascending. It is about integrating from root to crown, from survival to presence, from fragmentation to wholeness. And when the crown chakra is fully embodied, it does not pull you out of your life. It actually brings meaning to it. I will see you in the next episode.